why am I emotional? I didn't go out for my walk today. I worked a long day. It was a really long day, actually. It felt longer. But it's because I took on, my calendar shifted today, and I in a good way, actually. I should still be working right now, but a few clients canceled, what I'm actually grateful for. And I had other clients that rescheduled, but it was really hard. I was exhausted for some reason, and I was trying to stay up. And so as soon as my 5 o'clock finished, I went to bed and I took a nap. And I had a dream, but I can't remember it. And I woke up. I couldn't remember it. But I woke up in a panic because my mom is coming in from Florida. So I needed to check her in. We had gifted her a gift. One of her, because we have a timeshare, so we had gifted it to her last year for her birthday, or 2 years ago, and she was going to use it last year, early in the year, mid-year, but then COVID hit and everything got pushed, and so we rescheduled it for today, for this week. So she's coming home. She had fun, which is nice. So that woke me up. As I woke up, I was like, well, I lost the track of time, and I didn't know what day it was, to be honest with you. Because sometimes when it happens, when I sleep early, I'll wake up the next day without realizing that I slept through the rest of the evening until the next day. So anyways, I woke up disoriented, and then she was calling me. I was like, oh, I have to check her in. So I've been trying to figure out, okay, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna go back to bed? It's about 7:44. But I stayed up making myself some coffee. It's not even real coffee. It's like mushroom coffee. It gives you the flavor of coffee. But I got emotional. Reflecting on yesterday and today, and there was this theme, or at least what stands out for today. This element of when. When will the healing be done? When can I move past this? And I don't know if I mentioned it, I can see parts of myself in my clients. Their stories resonate so much. And this questioning of when. So I'm explaining to them, right, the difference between healing, between coping and healing. And trying to encourage them, right? The when will this be done, is really anxiety talking, right? Of wanting to hurry up and get through it, just get through it. So I'm explaining to them, I'm like, it's a process. To feel and heal is a process. And to give themselves grace, I'm encouraging them, right? To slow down, to sit with your emotions, to sit with the discomfort. And one client in particular, I was explaining to her because she was doing so well and then she got re-triggered. She's like, I was doing so well, and then I made a choice and it re-triggered me. And she's like, and I feel like I'm back where I started. And I said, well, let's look at that. Are you really where you started, or are you in a different spot, different, state of mind, state of awareness? So as we explored and processed, right, I helped her to realize that she wasn't in the same spot. It just felt like that. She now had a different level of awareness and motivation, and even her thought process, right? There was a point where she wouldn't ask for help at the beginning. And now she's like, I'm considering asking for help. I said, stop right there. Let's focus on that shift alone, right? And trying to encourage her to not minimize that shift in her thought process, where she was extremely guarded, not asking for help, I'm doing this on my own, to now, I'm gonna ask for help. The thought, right? And she made it a good point. She's like, but I don't even know if I'm gonna do it. I'm like, that's okay. Just shift in your thought process of allowing, of considering the possibility of asking for help is different than when you were before. So there's that. And sometimes, and it's funny, it's funny, the video that I posted today, or the video that I posted today speaks to that. The video that I posted today is exploring the need for wisdom, action, and balance, right? And in the write-up, I'm talking about how when we're too caught up in the knowing, right? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? Sometimes wanting too much of the information holds you back from actually taking the practice steps, right? Of the doing. And in another case, that was the situation, and I was trying to reflect back. I'm like, you're asking a lot about how to tools, tips, yet you haven't taken action. And there's that awareness, right? She's like, yeah, I do that, and so knowing when, right, to work with the information that you have and take steps towards your goal, right? And then balancing that with taking steps, doing a little bit more of the information, taking more steps, doing a little more of the research, right? Or checking and taking steps, right? And the stages of change, right? And I don't know if I've talked about the stages of change, but I'll include a link. Hopefully I'll find something visual. I don't know if I can attach documents. I wish I could. But you're more than welcome to Google stages of change. And what I love about the stages of change is that I don't like the ones that are like each step. No. Because that's not how it works. The stages of change is this going and then coming back, and going and coming back. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 4 steps forward, 5 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, right? And so there's a relapse in between each stage. And some visuals don't really show that. There's one, and I can't find it, where it definitely shows the relapse piece of it within each stage. And I was explaining to my clients, I'm like, through this process, you will relapse because you're learning something new. The difference will be every time you relapse, it's going to be quicker to get back on the bandwagon, right? And you'll be able to get back on track. And then something's going to happen. You're going to get triggered. You're going to fall right off. And then guess what? You're going to get right back up. And then the space, I was explaining to someone, it's just like, you had a triggering moment, then there's space of time where you needed to create space, whether it was boundaries being set, limits, right? Or you physically removed yourself from the situation that was triggering, or you block people from Instagram, for example, whatever you're needing to get through until the next trigger comes up. And then you feel good, and then the next trigger comes up, and then you're like, oh my gosh, and you think the world's gonna fall apart. But then you create space again, and you might realize that over time that space that you take will be less and less and less. And you'll still have the triggers, but your emotional reaction won't be the same intensity. It'll be lower, you'll have more space, you'll get triggered, it'll be less intense, you'll still need space until you can withstand, until you'll be able to, the once triggered, right, will be present, and you won't have that same emotional reaction. And that's how you'll know you'll be healed. I was thinking about that. I was getting ready to meditate. I was thinking about that. My church friend asked me, are you feeling a sense of peace now? And I was like, I felt the sense of peace throughout this whole process. It was there, it was with me. This is different. This is different than peace, I said to him. What I feel now is a combination of liberation, wholeness, and completeness. And it's just this weirdest feeling. Like I don't fear anything, I told him. And then he said, did you fear, because I said, I don't fear death. And then he asked me, did you fear death before? And I'm like, I don't think I did. But I feared that bad things would happen. There was always a worry that something would happen. And now it's different. It's different now. I don't worry, I don't fear, because of how my mind has shifted with how I view the world. Everything is purposeful. Everything is purposeful. But I'm in expectation mode. I'm going with the flow, right? With the abundant flow, and I'm seeing that things are aligning, and I'm enjoying the moment. I'm enjoying the process. I've stopped working hard to get what I want, and I'm just going with the flow, with the expectation that what I want is already here. It's already here, and it's coming towards me. And I'm not resisting anymore. I'm just riding the wave, and whatever unfolds is perfect within itself. It's just perfect. Even today, as tiring as it was, and I mean, I feel it right here. I'm starting to feel the tingling, so I know I was exhausted, and I was really pushing it. And I didn't even type. Oh no, miento, I did type in the morning. But that was it. It wasn't extensive, really. I think it was maybe only 30 minutes of typing. And I'm still feeling it right here, the numbness. But I know it's just temporary, and with rest, and I might dance a little bit now, and maybe that might help. But I just wanted to speak to that realization of just what happened today, and the themes that came up, and yeah, that's all. And I got emotional about it. I got, well, it wasn't just that. It was other stuff too. But the triggers weren't as intense. They weren't. That's good. It makes me feel good that it's not as intense, and that I'm able to look at these situations with more love and unconditional positive regard, really. With no judgment, with acceptance that this is where these people in my life are at, and I'm okay with it. And I just wish them the best. That's all. Alright. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So